You know, we've been talking a lot about the rise of what's called theopolitics. So theopolitics is the study of how theological cosmovisions organize political power, determining their sovereignty, identity, and the direction of nations, as it were. And in our previous videos, you know, we talked a lot about things like how religious demographics are fueling the rise of the theopolitics around the world, how those demographics are changing constitutions and political order, especially like we saw in Hungary over the last 16 years. We've looked at the rise of civilizational populism and civilization states reshaping Western politics and indeed global politics with China and Russia. And that's what I want to talk about. We now turn outward to one of the most consequential non-Western theopolitical architectures in the emerging world, and that's China. And particularly their doctrine of what's known as Tianxia, which means it encapsulates the idea of all under heaven. All under heaven. It's a cosmic vision. So simply put, the secular analyst who tries to understand China's, say, for example, their Belt and Road Initiative, purely on economic terms or infrastructure investment or just the accumulation of raw geopolitical power, they're frankly blind. Yes, of course, there is infrastructure investment, there is geopolitical leverage, of course, but a purely secular analysis would be blind to the cosmovision that animates both. And it's obviously bigger than China. The emerging multipolar world is not a redistribution of power among secular states. That's not how to think of multipolarity. It's a competition among cosmovisions. And it's fundamentally different theological answers to how the world ought to be ordered. I hope the microphone unfortunately picks up a lot of wind. I'm sorry for that. Now, in terms of China's answer to that and how it relates to the world and its distinctive cosmovision, the term for Chinese cosmovision is Tianxia, Tinxia, Tianxia. And it's not a historical metaphor. It's actually a living political theology. For 3,000 years, Chinese civilization operated on a foundational cosmological conviction. China is the Hua, yes, not the Marines, the HUA, the civilized moral code of the world. The emperor was considered the son of heaven. He was the axis mundi, really the point where heaven and earth met, like the cross in Christianity. His moral virtue maintained the harmony of the cosmos. His realm was not simply China, the nation state. It was Tianxia, all under heaven. The entire moral order of the world, with China at its very center. So this was not understood as imperial ambition. It was understood as cosmic responsibility.